I'm going to take this 600 pounds of rice and put it into these buckets. Each bucket holds about 36 pounds. So we'll have extra buckets. That's okay because I have more rice somewhere. Every weekend, whenever we go to Jackson or Nashville or anywhere, we'll stop at a store, Sam's Club or wherever, and we'll pick up a bag, 2 bags of rice, just depending on what we have going on. And anytime we make a trip, we just buy that and then we put it away. We don't eat rice. We definitely don't eat that much rice. Hopefully, we never eat that rice. But right now, while you can buy rice, those calories are very inexpensive. So if times change and food does get harder to get, as you're starting to see in stores, although it seems to ease up and it kind of ebbs and flows, we will have those calories should we need them. We will add them into the meal plans or use them to extend food for, you know, other people that show up. We'll change things around. Now, a lot of people will take that rice and just put it in a bucket, close that bucket up. You can do that. It's kind of short term though. A year maybe a little longer. All rice, including that rice, has larvae in it. That larva grows into a couple of different things: weevils, grain moths, the little moths you see flying around oatmeal or any kind of wheat, anything like that, always has those little grain moths. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 7-gallon Mylar bags. They don't have to be 7. You could put them in little smaller bags and put a couple bags in there. The reason we're putting it in the Mylar bags is because we're going to put O2 absorbers. I'm going to put a 7-gallon Mylar bag inside of that 5-gallon bucket, and I'm going to fill it with rice. Then I'm going to put 2,000 cc's of oxygen absorbers inside there. I have a bunch of different ones. There's a 1,000 O2 absorbers there. We're actually a dealer. I don't know that we will sell this stuff right now. I've sent an email to my distributor and we'll see what they get back with. I don't know what the current delivery times and availability are on this stuff. So if we can't get it for resale any longer, I will keep this for our own stuff. Anyways, I'm going to put 2,000 cc's of O2 in there. I'm going to put a stick across there and I'm going to iron across it. You can get a fancy sealer, you can use a hair crimper, you can use a flat iron, you can use all kinds of stuff for this. So I'm just going to use an iron and a 1x2, and I'm just going to iron across that strip. In a day or two, that O2 absorber is going to absorb so much oxygen that it's going to draw that Mylar bag in. Now there's different grades of Mylar bags also. These, I think these were 7 mil. They're super thick. I paid a little more to get them because I remember my boy Jacob Herman Mercat talking about they had done a bunch of pasta and bullets like 20 years ago, and when that O2 absorber is all sucked up, it poked holes in all of that, thus voiding all the work they did. So I got bigger bags, and typically if we're going to do pasta, we're not going to do any kind of pasta that has sharp edges on it, just in case. So the bag is to keep the stuff fresh and to keep bugs from growing. The bucket is to protect the bag, be able to move it around, stack it and such, and to keep rodents out of it for the most part. Rodents can chew through that stuff. A squirrel will go right through it. A rat will go right through it. Mice typically will not. Besides, wherever you keep it, just keep some mouse traps out, keep a cat around, keep it in a building where you don't have mice, glue traps, poisons, bait traps. You have a lot of options when you get to that. The combat mouse pellets are great. You put them in a little box in the corner. Rodents don't really see. They kind of feel with their whiskers, so you want to put it against a wall. That's a whole nother video. So you have a few options for buckets. These are just the cheapies from Lowe's. You can get the same stuff from Home Depot. They charge you a few dollars for the bucket, a couple dollars for the lid. They don't usually come as a set. There are better buckets. We bought a bunch of buckets from the bakery at Walmart, and they were a couple dollars a piece. They're dirty. They're greasy. They typically have frosting or margarine or something in them for baking. So you can degrease them no problem with Dawn dish detergent. That's easy enough. But maybe it doesn't matter also because you're putting them inside Mylar bags. Those buckets are a little stronger. The handle is definitely better. And why does that matter? Well, because you can stack them. We had a bunch of buckets stacked for about 10 years, and we just recently moved them from one place to another, and we had them stacked 3 high. And then on top of it, we had other stuff, nothing heavy though, just stuff, kind of disguising them in a pile against the wall. And what we found was the ones on the bottom, just from the weight, had kind of cracked the lids. They were still perfectly intact. We just took those cracked lids off, put new lids on. The bags were still vacuum sealed in. By vacuum sealed, I mean the O2 absorbers had, you know, vacuum sealed them down. The Mylar, the heat sink on there, the heat strip where we melted the Mylar together, where the iron was still intact. Everything was good. And these these less expensive buckets have these handles. Over time, these will crack and rot and things will happen to them. For the most part though, if you keep them out of sunlight, they will be fine. Now you can, you'll see these things called gamma lids. Once you open that thing, you're going to want to, a gamma lid is nice to have. You do not need to buy $10, $15 gamma lids for every one of your buckets. That's just for when you have opened the contents and you want to be able to access it. You don't need that screw off lid with the O-ring on all of your buckets. That's a lot of money. You can buy half a dozen, you know, full sets of buckets and bags for what you pay for that gamma lid. So I'm going to just start dumping this stuff in, show you, seal one up, and we'll show you what that looks like. These have a smell like a wooden pencil. Like when you sharpen a pencil, that's what these smell like. How in the world are you supposed to How are you supposed to unstring these? Amanda collects scissors that are fucking useless. And you can use any kind of rice you want to use. White rice will have less oil than the brown rices. This is Sam's Club. Thai hom molly rice, jasmine rice. It's just dry white rice. 454 servings. Quarter cup is a serving. 180 calories. So ideally you add some meat and some veggies to this that you grew, and it expands it, gives you some more energy out of calories. Okay, I said 36 pounds. I had just read that off the internet. I'm guessing that 36 pounds is not in each of these, since these bags are 50 pounds and they're splitting into 2. So I don't know where they got that math from, but it's not working here today with what I have. So I have a bucket that is not quite full, about half full, but these will not go into it. So I'm gonna have to get some more buckets, which I have. But for this video, we'll go ahead and just throw the O2 in and seal those up. And then tomorrow, they should be sucked down and we'll show you. Here's 50,000 cc O2 absorbers. Red indicates valid. If they were no good, they'd be blue, but they're still sealed. The key to these is when you open them, pull out what you need, put them in place, and then vacuum seal them back in. You can also take them and put them in canning jars. Cat, that thing's hot. The first bag you do, you're super cautious, trying not to get rice on the floor. The second bag, a little bit gets there. By the fifth, sixth bag, you've already got rice on the floor, so you got to vacuum anyways. So that all kind of goes out the window. Okay, I don't know how long it took, but it took longer to seal them. Oh, one left. It took longer to seal them than all of the rest of it all together, I think. Rice, 02,000 cc's, and all done. Here's the rice. It's compressed down, it's sucked down quite a bit. I'm going to put lids and then stack it up someplace, I don't know where.